what you got to see this week, I was very envious. I'm just gonna say that because this is on my radar, and this next movie was on my most anticipated in a couple episodes ago. But yeah, Decision to Leave. It's Park Chan Wook. It's kind of Hitchcockian. That's the vibe I'm getting. But what is your verdict on it after getting to see it?
Yeah, this again another pretty good movie. This I would call this mid-tier Park Chan Wook, and
Okay.
you kind of have to ask yourself, what version of Park Chan Wook you're getting when you walk into one of his movies, because he's done like 20 movies over his career, and you kind of have to be like, am I getting old boy Park Chan Wook, or am I getting I'm a cyborg and that's okay Park Chan Wook?
Okay.
And
I was wondering what the upper and lower tiers of your list is. So yeah, Old Boy is S tier.
well, yes,
Yeah.
that. I mean, I my personal favorite of his is probably The Handmaiden. That's my, but I mean more so in like subject matter. Like he's such a weird director in that some of his stuff is like super dark and violent, and some of it's like actually kind of funny and like almost like whimsical. And I think he's like softened a bit as he's gotten older. He doesn't really do movies like Old Boy anymore all that much, but this is more like, out of any of his movies, it's probably the most similar to Joint Security Area.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah,
but,
that was yeah, one of his own like big star-making films, basically.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of the similarities sort of end there at the fact that they're both a mystery, because this one is in particular is about a detective who is investigating the death of a mountain climber, and he's investigating the widow of the man, and over the course of that investigation essentially they fall in love. And there was a you know how sometimes during movies they have like those director's messages that play beforehand?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a new phenomenon. I've been enjoying them.
yeah, and this one had one of those from Park Chan Wook, and I thought it was strange because he basically said a lot but said nothing at all, because he was like, "Hi, I'm Park Chan Wook, and during this movie, you're going to feel sad, you're going to feel happy, you're going to laugh, you're going to gasp, and that's my movie." And then that was like the entire message, and but it was very on point because this movie is kind of all over the place. There is moments of like slapstick comedy. There is like a lot of romance. There is the central mystery to the movie. It kind of jumps around in different genres, and unfortunately, the mystery isn't all that interesting. I didn't really find it creative or like I was never like awestruck by the sort of solutions to the answers to the questions he was posing. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that kind of makes sense, and that's probably why it's down a tier for me in his sort of oeuvre of movies. But overall, pretty good. He does a lot of really interesting stuff with camera work in this, where just because he can, like, there's a part in the movie where the people are looking at like an X-ray of somebody's like bones, and all of a sudden, to do like a scene transition to the next scene, the bones like come to life off of like the X-ray, and then it transitions into like somebody's body for the next scene, like somebody who's like walking around, and it's like why did that happen? But it's just pretty much because he could, he decided he could do it, so he's gonna do it. And so there's a lot of stuff like that where he's playing around with sort of camera tricks and editing and just doing fun like CGI assisted scene transitions. But yeah, overall good. I like this one too.